Good evening. I'm O'Brien Mills. Happy to be with you tonight. I'm going to be talking about my journey here with my surgery and kind of what led up to it and the whole journey. Um, I want to thank Aortic Hope and big shout out to Joshua for putting up with my technology issues here. But yeah, let's jump in and we'll get going here. Um, so my journey really starts. First of all, I'm 57 years old. I live in Chicago. Married, wonderful wife Jenny. We have 6 kids, and Skylar, Sammy, Sloan, Tucker, Caden, Jack. Just a little shout out there. Um, my journey really starts 10 years ago when I got sober. I got sober, and another shout out to the Friends of Bill. And so I was taking care of my body, really mind, body, and spirit. And what led me to discover this was a conversation with a friend of mine, Conrad, another shout out. Conrad is responsible for me being here. He saved my life. So he was telling me about this CT calcium score scan. And I turned 55 and I wanted to get a baseline of my uh, coronary arteries. And this scan does that. It gives you a score. And really, I just, there was no, I had no symptoms. I went to the doctor every 2 years, got a checkup. I did blood tests every year with my work. And there was really I had no symptoms whatsoever. But was curious about, the big pump in my chest. And so I went and did some research, found this scan, and debated on whether or not to do it or not. And had a conversation with friend of mine, Conrad, and he had just done the scan, and his score was 0, and I wanted to be at least close to his score. I mean, you can't get better than that. So it was kind of like a competition. So, but things happen, and I kind of put it off, and um, ran into him about 2 weeks later, and we had coffee, and he said, "Did you do it?" And I'm like, "No." He's like, "Go do it this week. Do it." So I scheduled it, went in, and it was very easy. I mean, I was in there 15 minutes tops. It was zip zip through the donut and out. And had a golf outing the next day. Went to the golf outing, and then I got emailed this results. And all I was really concerned about was the score, and my score was a 3. And so I was feeling pretty good about it, but there was other measurements on there. And I did get a call from the doctor saying, go see your internist about this one measurement. And it was the measurement of my aorta. And, your normal aorta is about 3 centimeters ish. And my aorta was 5.5. And so I went to see my internist, and he said, "Yeah, you have to get that looked at further. So I didn't know where or who to turn to. So he gave me some doctors and such. But I went in online, and I was very lucky. For some reason, I ended up on this website called heartvalvesurgery.com. And that was created back in 2006 by a man named Adam Pick. And I want to thank Adam Pick for having that website. So I was looking through the website, and there was a referral on the website, and I just filled it out. Um, it asked for some general information, and I just filled it out. And that afternoon, I got a call from um, an office, surgeon's office in Northwestern Hospital here in Chicago. And it was Dr. Douglas Johnston's office. And so I researched him, and, was very impressed with his background. So me and my wife went and had a meeting with him and his assistant. And these folks are just a different breed. I remember him being very stoic and very businesslike. I even forgot all the questions I had. I was worried about the scar and stuff like that. And he said, "Yeah, we don't cut you open north to south. It's a very small incision these days." And he explained the surgery like he was making a cup of coffee. And to me, I'm like, this is the guy. Like, I was put instantly at ease with the entire process. So had some more tests done, specifically an ultrasound, and they found a faulty valve too, which is common with the enlarged aorta. You typically have a faulty valve too. So I had some large regurgitation in my aortic valve, but really no symptoms. Blood pressure was fine. Everything was fine. I felt fine. I was very active, golf mainly, a lot of walking, never an issue. So they showed me in the ultrasound the regurgitation that I was having. And Dr. Johnston said I had about 3 years worth of use of that valve. So they were going to replace the valve also. So this was June 15th. I did the CT scan, and I was put on surgery on August 15th. So 2 months later, or a month later. I'm sorry, 2 months later, August. So had to get some things in order. And it was very strange. I was not scared. I was totally at ease with Dr. Johnson. This is the guy that I'm going to put my life in his hands and his team. And so that made me absolutely at ease. I am a religious person. So I just put all my eggs in his basket, and I was content, and whatever happened, and it was for the best. So I got some things in order. My work, my CEO was amazing. They gave me the time off that I needed. My people that I work with fully supported me when I was off. So I went into surgery on August 15th. I remember the morning. I wanted my kids there, and they were all there, and we just said some pleasantries and uh, love you, and then went into the surgery room. And I remember being put on this table, and then was instantaneous. Right before that, I did meet the uh, anesthesiologist, and she was awesome. She was amazing. And one thing I didn't do is I didn't research uh, the surgery itself. Like, I didn't want all that clutter my brain. I would like what I know now. I'm glad I didn't, because I would have overthought a lot of things, specifically the anesthesia, and what they do to the human body during this process. So I'm glad I knew nothing about that. The surgery went great. When I was in surgery, I remember like not just blackness for like a minute. It was totally black, and that lasted what felt like a minute. And then I remember um, being in the ICU and trying to lift my eyelids, and they were really heavy. And my wife was talking to me and trying to get me to open my eyes. And I still had the breathing tube in my throat. And they had me, they wanted me to wake up so they could remove it. And I was breathing on my own. And I remember it was really difficult to breathe, and I just wanted to sleep. And I remember Dr. Johnston coming in, but I didn't see him. I heard him, and he just told my wife everything went great. And I was in surgery for 6 hours, and I was on heart bypass for 2 hours, 15 minutes, and was put in the ICU. And finally woke up, and they removed the tube. And uh, I think I was in the ICU for about 18 hours, and they had me walking. I couldn't believe I was walking within 6 hours. Um, I remember looking at my chest in the mirror and just seeing the sutures, and uh, the amazing job they did. I mean, it barely, all you could see was just a couple sutures, and that was it. My chest felt very heavy, and they would give me something to blow into to exercise the lungs. I remember wanting coffee really bad, and they would sit me in a chair. So I was in there, and then they had me do a step down. Went to a different room out of the ICU, and was in that room for 3.5 days. I had a bout of AFib, and it was about 3:30 in the morning. And I remember my heart just in the machine was going crazy and alerting, and the nurse came running in, and it felt like I was running a marathon, but I was perfectly still. And the cardiologist that was on call, he came in, and uh, he he knew exactly what to say to me. He said, "Yeah, your heart's just pissed off that we were in there messing with it," and that put me instantly at ease. They gave me some medicine that um, slowed my heart down, and got me back into rhythm. And The other thing that stood out in the hospital was they wouldn't let me leave until I went to the bathroom. And so, like, the last day and a half was full on concentration about going to the bathroom. But once that did happen, I was released and went home. Had 6 weeks off from work and just rested and got better. Uh, we did go for walks periodically. That helped with the lungs, but I remember still to this day I can't really bring myself to touch this area here where my sternum was put back together, because I've seen the X-rays they've taken and how much metal is in there, and it just weird to me. So I cannot bring myself to touch it, but went through some checkups with Dr. Johnson's team. They were great. They were amazing, and was put on a couple meds, Lipitor and a blood pressure med. And I see a regular visits with a cardiologist. And to this day, very active. I actually hit the golf ball further now. I don't know what they did in here, but I hit the golf ball further, which is always a bonus. But really, nothing. Like, I wasn't scared, and mainly I put the onus on Dr. Johnson, and that was very put me at ease. So, I can't thank them enough. I can't thank this platform. Like, if I knew about AHTV on YouTube, I would have definitely tuned in. I'm more than honored that they asked me to do this, and I really appreciate your time, and I hope you enjoyed my story. 2 years, yeah, a little over 2 years.
Sorry, chat couldn't hear me there. Hi, Molly. Hi, Tom. And hi, Ken. So you're 2 years out. You haven't had to mess with your medication since then?
No, I'm actually trying. I'm this close to getting off the blood pressure. I think the blood pressure was given because of my AFib, and they strapped me with a mail-in heart monitor that I had to wear for 2 weeks, and that was very strange to go to the mailbox and just send that back in. But everything is great. So
Okay. And you don't have any post traumatic stress from this. You're sleeping fine at night. No worries.
I sleep like a log.
That's interesting. It's also interesting to note that you hit the golf ball further. Um,
Yes.
so for 2 months you were in watch and wait. Do you remember what
Yes.
was there a lot of anxiety at this point in time?
No, just a lot of tests. I was getting things in order at work, life insurance, all that fun stuff. Um, I was very busy, but had absolute confidence in my surgeon, and so that's where I kind of placed it in his hands, and the rest is you know up to man above.
I can get behind that too. Um, your anesthesiologist comes in during your AFib and he says to you, "Your heart's just a little pissed off that we were working on it."
He he uh, he didn't use those exact words. There was an F bomb in there. But and he's like swearing at me with his Crocs on. So like, it was just perfect. It was perfect. Put me at ease. It put my wife at ease. She was there, and I'm like, this is my guy right here. So
I
so it was
like that.
great.
I like that a lot. All right, and you're saying that you still can't bring yourself to touch where the work happens.
Yeah. So I know how much metal is in there. And it's just odd to me. Like I know I got 3 inches of new aorta, and I didn't mention the valve. So it's an Edwards valve, and it's uh, cow pericardium, and the aorta is Dacron. So I have 3 inches of Dacron in me, and then in the Edwards valve, and I can't touch that. It's like it's like bionic type stuff.
No, no, I get it. I get it. Let's see here. Thanks for sharing your story. I'm at 4.4, has been growing about 2 centimeters a year or so at this rate. I'll probably have the surgery in a couple of years. For reference, I have Marfan syndrome. Be well, thank you.
Yeah.
This is coming from the Truth Nurse. Uh, David asks, have your children been scanned for aneurysms?
They
How old are
have
your children?
all been scanned. That happened last year. So we'll do that again as needed, but no genetic testing, but they have been scanned.
And this leads into a good question about family history in general. What about family history? Do you see anything like this noted in the parents?
Nothing in my parents.
Okay.
So we did research that too.
Okay. Let's get back into the chat there. That catches us up with chat. Where was I? Oh yeah. So you're not seeing any extra. You're not seeking therapy to kind of get you over this hump at all. You're just happy to let the wife touch you there, and that's it.
I'm
Like,
perfectly fine with that.
that's great.
One thing I will say, so it's interesting when you buy like a pickup truck. You move from a one like a SUV to a pickup truck. Now you see all the pickup trucks on the road, and there's abundance of pickup trucks. So I have several friends that have had this surgery. So one was on the cusp of doing it. He was 5'4", I believe, and he was debating on whether or not to do it. And in talking to me, and after seeing me, what I went through, his surgery was in August of this year, and he's doing great.
Well, that's great to hear. It's great to hear. We want to hear that. Did he go through Dr. Johnson as well, or is this
He did. He
referrals?
did.
Referrals and
Yeah.
aortic surgery. I wonder what the kickback on that is like.
All right.
So you go back to work 6 weeks later. How did that feel? Going back to work.
It felt I needed to get busy. Um, in knowing what I know now, I would have taken 10 weeks. Um, I physically it was very demanding at 6 weeks to come back to work. Um, so I should have taken 10 weeks.
Okay. Well, yeah, I hear this all the time. I feel like we almost all choose to go back to work sooner than we
Early.
should.
Yeah.
Um, And in your situation, this is planned repair versus kind of an emergency surgery where they're saving your life as well as repairing, and then wondering whether or not there is a further repair down the road. We had stories where, again, the ascending gets repaired. They might go 6-9 months, and then they might go back in and do uh, a TVAR to get something in the descending if there's anything residual down there. Did you have anything residual? Are you working with any further aneurysms?
No.
Just the one? Okay. Okay.
So I did, a employee at work here, was not feeling well in the morning. So one of my employees, that works for me took him to the hospital straight away, like didn't go to the clinic, went straight to the hospital. And it was a trauma one hospital. And for some reason, they did a scan. Luckily, they did a scan on him, and he was having a dissection.
This is where?
This is an employee at work.
And you're not multi-state. This is all local here to Chicago?
No, it's multi-state.
Okay, so where was he located?
This is in Washington, D.C.
Oh, wow.
So my employee rushed him to the hospital, and he was having a dissection, and he's doing great.
Wow, you know a lot of people that have this.
Yeah, I was shocked, because I know the chances of surviving a dissection. So if he went to the clinic, I don't know if he'd be here.
That's
And
a
it
good
luckily,
question.
he took him to that trauma one.
Wow. Wow. I would love to hear that story. That's incredible. How did you get involved with, or how did you find this heartvalvesurgery.com?
So I just entered heart valve, and this website came up. I don't know if it was priority, but had all this information. It's got some really great information on heart valve, and I've spoken to Adam, and I've shared my story with Adam, and he's a survivor too. He's he had an enlarged heart, and I believe his surgery was in 2005. So he's got a good story too, but really good guy, and this website, based on the referral alone, saved my life.
I like that. I'm gonna have to take a look at that. Like knowing what I know, finding out after a CT that I'm sitting at 5.5, that's for me that's rather shocking. Um, but I've been working with aortic since 2021, so that's to me that's massively alarming.
Yeah, yeah.
My notes don't have any extra questions for me. I do want to meet your anesthesiologist though. He seems like a very cool guy. How much further are you hitting the golf ball?
So about 20 yards.
That's incredible.
Yeah.
uh,
And I haven't
that's a
switched
blessing.
balls. People ask me that. That's the first question they ask. Did you switch balls? I'm like, no, I haven't switched balls.
Huh. I like it. So okay, so when is your next check for this blood pressure situation?
Uh, in a month.
Okay. And then you might be coming off of that one thing.
I will be coming off that one drug.
I like it. I like it. All right, let me check and see if there's any more questions in the chat. No more questions in the chat. O'Brien, thank you for giving us your Saturday evening.
Thanks so much.
Right on. Everyone else, don't forget to like and subscribe, and we will see you soon.
Good night.